Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the rumpled one. It's Thursday, March the 28th. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. How to trade like a pro. Trading is not a contact sport. Many times, people use sports analogies when we discuss trading. And there are some similarities, but there's some major differences. For example, let's say you hit a losing streak in trading. It's not the same as if you go into a slump in baseball or in basketball where you just can't get a hit or you just can't buy a bucket. Because the thing is, there's a difference between a slump and just the normal distribution of pluses and minuses, successes or failures. And that's something you have to understand. I think it was Nate Silver in his book Signal and the Noise that talked about that. So, for example, in trading, let's say you start off the week and you decide that you are going to do everything according to your plan. Your everything is going to be perfect. So you've got your pre-trading regimen. You do all that. You get your mind right for trading. You sit down, there's no distractions. You open up your trading platform. You have everything you need on the screen. You've got your notes, your journal, your rules, everything. You are set to trade and you follow each and every one meticulously. You're never early on an entry. You're never late. You're dead on. And let's say at the end of the week, maybe you have 5 wins and 20 losses and you feel like you're in a slump. Maybe you hit a streak where you have 10 losses in a row and you're about ready to give up, quit, you're mad, you're about ready to pick up that computer and toss it across the room. But you see, the thing is, we're dealing with the market. Unlike in a sport where there's physical things, I mean, you've got your muscles, your nervous system, your energy level. You've got all these things that, sure, you can manage to a degree, but you're human. You're subject to certain frailties. And that's what you have to understand about trading. And, in other contact sports, I mean, you can get in a game and you can get injured. But in trading, the only injury is going to be done to your portfolio. And the thing about it is, it's not really the people on the other side of the screen doing it, it's you. Because you get to manage when you enter and how much you put at risk. And that's why the money and risk management is so important. So when you get one of those trading injuries, it's only to your acceptable risk level. That's the only injury you get. Now, once again, if you sustain 10 losses in a row, oh, what can that do to your psyche? But that's only 10 trades. What about the last 100 trades or the last 1,000 trades? I mean, don't you think if you do 1,000 trades, sooner or later you're going to come to a losing streak of 10? Well, what about that winning streak of 15? You see, you don't let that bother you at all. Oh no, you're rejoicing. You think you're on top of the world. But you see, that's just part of the distribution of wins and losses when you have those large amounts of trades. So what do you do when you don't change a thing unless you do some analysis and you see that the statistics on the pair that you're trading has changed. Otherwise, you soldier on and you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel and it's not an oncoming train. So let's move on. Once again, those tuning in late for the week, all the gaps filled, so you missed out. Now, side note, some of the people, they say they want the dashboards that I use in my videos when they make a donation. Now, I have to explain something to you. You see, they're not different dashboards. They're all the same indicator, the dashboard indicator here. And this indicator is super, super flexible, okay? And that's the way I coded it because I got tired of coding dashboards. So it's like, hey, let's make the Swiss Army knife of dashboards here. So, and something is slowing my computer down, making it crawl. Thank you, Windows 10. So, this is nuts. So you see here, these are all the different functions that you can put in these columns. Okay, so there's the 3-level ZZ. And there's the range. There's the wick right there. That you see the wick. There's the spread right there. And so it's not different dashboards. It's that one dashboard. What these are, and then you can save these as templates, and that way you can reuse them. And that's why when I send out the indicators, I also include some templates, but you get to customize them the way you like them. So like this isn't a dashboard. These are just indicators here. And once again, Euro Yen below that yearly low. And you can see here, all red. Now, interesting, here we go again. Here's that opening day of the week, the Monday. You see here, we popped out of that range, then we out of the high side, then we popped out of the low side, and you see we came right back in, and now we're heading back down. So once again, that opening day range, you can almost think of it, actually, in a way it is, it's like an inside bar, but not exactly, because it's not necessarily inside the previous, but we're just using it in the same method that we put the high, we put the low, and then we're going to trade breakouts. But you can see here, seems like price likes to get pulled back into those zones. Not always, but sometimes. And you can see here we're below all the opens. Once again, we're below all the lows with the one exception of first day of the year, first day of January's low. Didn't quite break that. Got close though. You can see 123.65, only missed it by about 14 pips. Okay, here's the daily. You see that we did have a break on the downside. You had to take your pips or the market took them back. And that's something else you really need to be aware of, traders. If you're up 4 or 5 pips and the market's coming against you, take that trade. Don't let it turn against you. Yeah, sure, as soon as you exit, it turns around and rockets. It happens to me on a regular recurring basis. I've learned to live with it. For my styling of trading, that's what's going to happen. So you see here, we broke out of the weekly inside bar yesterday, and yesterday was a daily inside bar, so today we broke out of that to the downside, but we're back inside. Okay, once again, seeing yesterday. Oh, actually, yesterday wasn't an inside bar. What was I talking about? Oh, this inside bar happened 3 days ago. So it was this inside bar, not yesterday. Just want to correct that before we continue. Okay, 77 pip range here. And euro yen's now lagging the dollar yen after I switch. You see how that happens, sports fans? Anyway, we've got a few pairs over 100 pips. Looks like 7 on the range. And once again, this is just the same dashboard indicator with different columns. So I hope that clears up that, because I'm getting a lot of people asking that after they watch these videos. They're not, it's the same indicator, just using different parameters. Okay, on the holo, really nice holo trade here. Here's your highest open. You see price came above it. It gave you 2 times. You see it failed to close. So right here, failed to make a new high, came down. Really nice short. And right now you're up about, 25 pips. If you took that short off of that holo. Okay, here we go. Once again, the pivot point was right there. So no real bias. Buy zone trade. If you see it didn't actually get into the zone, it just touched it, hit the pivot, came here. Nice short here. There was an opportunity to short here. There was a long scratch or a couple pip profit. And you can see here, short opportunity paying off right now. And once again, same dashboard, different parameters. The rat zone. Okay, red rats. Green candle closes, red candle closes short at the low of that red candle. As you can see, paid off. Once again, doing a rat reversal inside the red rat zone, paying off. Okay, we took out the pivot. Now, remember, I think I pointed it out yesterday. I had called, watch out for that weekly pivot here, and we took it out. So for you pivot traders, you can see here, once again, we cleared all the missing pivots from February and March. So right now we've got no missed pivots except these 2 from early in January when we had those really crazy price bars. Price action, as usual. Don't need to belabor that. In and out of the wick zone. Some nice trades here. And once again, here you had a nice short. It's coming back. If you didn't take that profit, then you came down here. And then if you didn't take that profit, that's why on some of these trades, you just have to take those 3, 5, 10, or 10 plus pip profits. That's all you have to do. They're there. Once again, trading at the lines. Oh, and I did want to show you something else because somebody asked about it. The wick zones indicator from 2017 wick zones. It'll automatically show you the different wick zones, and if price isn't in a wick zone, it won't show it. So right here we're displaying D1. Okay, D1, but we can add to it W1 if you want. And you can see here, no wick zone trade at the weekly, prices in the D1. And that's how that works. And somebody was asking about the fibs. You can see we've got the different fib levels here inside the wick zones. And somebody was saying, look at how they hit the fibs. But there's no magic numbers, traders. You know that. Once again, trading's not a contact sport. It's not what you trade. It's how you trade it. So get out there and drain the banks like a pro.